When you think about films, you think about big budgets, big names, expensive equipments. But today I'm going to tell you how I made my first film with only 3 crew members and limited resources and no budget. The whole idea of 3 Young Millionaires came into my mind when I was in college, when I was about 19. I heard about paranormal activity that it made $200 to $300 million with only a budget of $15,000 to $10,000 budget. When I heard that, I started doing some research. And I was surprised that from such a low budget film or a documentary you could make $200 to $300 million back. That inspired me to make a film of my own. I didn't know how to make films. I had no idea of making big films or how films are made. But what I did, that idea made me think, oh, you could also do it. If they can do it, you can also do it. So then I started working on making the film. Started looking at what do you require, what do you need, what things you need to buy. Slowly started researching and then started buying things with the little budget I have. Then we didn't know, with my 2 brothers, we got together and started buying things, cameras, and going out and shooting. And we didn't know that you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to have large number of team, large number of crew members to record the film. You need to have a big set or a good location. We didn't have none of that idea, but we gave it a go. We tried. We said we'll try and we'll see. We didn't have a script in mind, which I came up with a script, and we got some people involved and we got the script done. But even that script, we couldn't implement the whole script because of the lack of resources we had. We didn't know that we will need these things or these many things, and it'll end up costing us so much money. So initially we started off with such a large script, such a large story, but ended up with a small limited amount of storyline and narration, and that's how the film was made. It didn't go ahead, or it didn't come out to be as we expected it to be because of the lack of resources we had and the lack of team, lack of crew members and everything. If you watch the film, if you see the scenes, you will know that every scene has no proper connection because we only had 1 camera, and we didn't know at that time that films, they require 4 or 5 cameras, at least 2-3 cameras from different angles. But once we knew all that, we didn't have enough budget to buy a lot of cameras. So what we did, we said, we'll take this challenge on. We will carry on. We will make this and see where do we end up with this. So we carried on making the film with 1 camera, and we didn't have no additional crew members. So it used to be us who would sit and shoot at the same time, act in the film. So acting was by us, filming, camera work was by us, sound work was also by us. So everything, all in all, we would do everything on our own. So we would go out on locations, we would place a camera, we would go and start filming, press filming, record, and we would go out there and act. And if you see so many of the behind the scenes now, you will see that there were so many problems. The camera, while we were filming, the camera just fell down because of the wind. We didn't know that you need additional heavy tripods and everything for the camera to be stable and everything. But problems happened. Problems with the sound. We placed the camera far away. The camera cannot catch everything what we say. So we didn't know how do we come across that problem. So we tried different things. We learned how to do that later on at a later stage. But we still carried on. We had so many problems. We shot some of the film over 6 months. Then we had problems. We stopped filming for 1 year. Then we started again after 6 months. Shot again for 3 months. Stopped. The whole film was shot around 3 years ago. And then it sat on the computer, sat on the hard drives for over 2 years. We didn't get around to editing the whole film. Then slowly we started editing the film again. Slowly we've done 6 months on the editing. We tried to give it the look we wanted. We tried to match the storyline the way we had planned in our storyboards and our actual script. We tried our best because everything what we planned, it didn't work out that way because lack of resources. Sometimes we had camera issues, sometimes we had problems with the weather, locations not available, many problems, technical difficulties and other problems that made us stop from our work. So there was a point where we stopped everything. We couldn't go ahead, and we sat there and we said, it looks like we can never finish this off. But we still then slowly thought, no, we can try. No matter how bad it will turn out to be, which when we go back to it and watch it now, is not one of the best productions that we would say that we have made. No. But if we look at how much resources we had and how limited we were, based on everything, it looks okay. I wouldn't say very well done, but it's okay. People will understand why it was made in such a way after looking at the behind the scenes and after looking at how much problems we had to go through. There were so many clips, there were so many scenes where there was no sound available. We lost all sound from the footage. So what we had to do was look at the scripts, find the script for it. And at in some of the scenes we couldn't find the scripts because there was no script made for that scene. The script we had couldn't be implemented. So in the actual location on the shootout, we had to create our own script to match the location and match it, to adapt it with the scene now. So finally we had to redub so many of the scenes with trying to understand what did we say. We're trying to mimic or trying to see how we said it, in what way we said it, in which mood we said it, in which direction or which way we have to say the whole dialogue or the script. So there were so many things like that made us make it look a bit less than what we assumed to be at the end. There were problems with time. If you see time in the film, that in one scene everybody is like Yusuf. If you see Yusuf in the film, Musa, in some of the scenes he's very young, and if you see further on, or if you go ahead, he gets older, you see him a bit older, and then you see further ahead he goes younger. So there were so many scenes which we had to reshoot and go back to them at a later stage then to fix those problems due to the problems we had. But then that didn't sync with the whole story of the film, that yeah, they were young, they went and did this, but it didn't correlate, it didn't go ahead matching. But we still went ahead. We said, we know it's not 100%, but we'll give it a go and we'll see, we'll try. We can't stop. So things like that. Hairstyles, you could see in the start there's Dawood, which is myself playing. He's got very short hair in the start of the film. Then suddenly in the cafe he's got very long hair, which because that scene was shot early times of the film, the cafe scene. But this other scene, if you see, the first scene of the movie where we're sitting down in the car park of the park, and we're reading our results. That scene was shot at a later stage. You could see Musa is quite old in that scene. My hair is short. The Ali is also old in that scene. But if you see the next scene after that, everybody becomes young, and my hair is very long. So these are things that people pick out, and they say, "Oh, well, these are mistakes." Yeah, we definitely agree these are mistakes, but there's a reason why these are mistakes have happened, because of the lack of things we had. Otherwise, our intention was completely different. Our plan, our storyline was different. If we had enough resources, which every filmmaker decides to have, but what happens at the end is, because of the tight budget, they all have problems, I know. But the budget we were working on, the problems we were facing, it was very, very difficult to co-op with the same storyline and match with the budget. And at the same time, to get everyone's available at the same time for us to go ahead and shoot. If we had enough crew members, like 4 or 5 people just handling the technical side, so then the rest of us can just focus on the acting or in front of the camera. But we had not a group like that, not a team set up like that. Therefore, everything was all over the place. We had to jump in front of the camera, do the shooting, do the filming, then jump behind the camera quickly and have a look if that came out good. So we tried. Okay, maybe the video didn't come out good. Sometimes the video came out good, the sound didn't come out good. We missed out things because of the lack of time and all that. Like that, there were so many things. And filming locations at the end of the film, we were planning to do so many locations for us when we become millionaires. There were so many scenes in the actual script that we couldn't implement. That we were supposed to go to famous places. We would have famous gatherings, many things like that. But due to lack of resources, again, we couldn't implement that whole script in the story. The film was completed in 2015 or end of 2014. But when I looked at the final cut of the film, I personally was not too pleased with the result. So I didn't have the initial go ahead in myself to release the film. So it sat there from 2015 all the way to 8th of December 2016 when I released it. Actually, when I finally decided that I know it's not the greatest film I've made because of the issues we had. But then I thought, why not just put it out there? We were offered to put it in Luton Theatre and other places. The film also went to some festivals around the world, and we had some offers around, but to me personally, I was not 100% pleased with the result. But I decided to just let it go and let it go online, and let's see what the reaction is. When I saw the reaction, the mixed reaction from the viewers online, it surprised me, kind of. At the same time, made me think what I already knew, that I would expect maybe some of that reaction because of the result. But It was good to see so much negative results or so much negative reaction from the people, as in terms of hate, that what they were predicting and what the film actually came out to be. It was good to see all that, because it shows what the people are looking at or what they see and expect from you. If everybody was saying your film is good, I would have said they're lying, because I know myself it wasn't the best. Not because we can't make the best, but because we were not able to make the best. And that is a film that was made in 2012, 2013. Today, we are in 2017. 4 years later, we can make something much better, much better than what we have made in the past. But the only reason is because of the resources and the experience were limited and everything. But today, if somebody has to question us, I wouldn't mind them questioning us again if we make something now. And we are in 2017 now. That film, 3YM, was made in 2014, 2013. Finished, done and dusted. Only the editing was left, which dragged on and on. Our production was very low quality because we didn't have a professional sound studio system, or a studio where we could go out and record professionally our sound and everything else. Everything was done from the bedroom. Our editing, our dubbing, our chroma keying, the cast that we had, some of the shots that we needed to chroma key, everything was done in the bedroom. To the extent that even the posters that we had made for the film, if you look at the posters and if you see how they have been made, they were done in the living room behind a green screen and then edited later on, and then made them look nicer and uploaded them on different platforms. But nothing was done in a professional environment due to the lack of resources and everything. So I can see your spirit of responding to us and commenting and pointing out the problems. I am very pleased to hear all that. There's nothing that I take this as a negative feedback, no. Because we know we have done this wrong and we have given out the reasons now. But that doesn't mean 2017 will be like this. 2017, the film we will make now, is going to be our best production as of yet. If you see our production today, if you see the resources we have today, we have improved a lot. Today, if we were to make another film, which we will make in this 2017, our production will be very high-end. Our casting, our crew, everything, every single bit of the film will be high-end. And I welcome everybody who gives us reactions online, negative or positive. I welcome all of that, because that tells us what we need to do better in the future. No one makes a perfect film. Everybody has some flaws and they make it better the next time. So no problems. I look forward to your negative and positive feedback. 2017 is a big year for us. It is a game changer. We will be creating some very high-end productions. And also, we will be collaborating with some of the well-known famous names in the industry. So to all my Apnas, Kalas and Goras, we are coming soon.